Alright, here's some more Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 gameplay on the PS4. It's been 2.5 weeks since my prior COD video, and in that video I played on this same map, the Tank Factory map, playing 10v10. This time I'm on the Allegiance side, and I'm using a different class and loadout. Got the SA-87, knife, decoy grenades, C4, and I forget which perks I'm using, even though this footage is like from earlier today. But going back to that prior video, main topic was what made video game characters interesting, and I was inspired by the internet communities, reception to Lady Dimitrescu, or Lady Dimitress, however you pronounce her name, the apparent villain of Resident Evil Village. And it's fitting because earlier today, Capcom had another showcase for Resident Evil Village. I just found out about it like yesterday. And this one was a lot shorter. It was 20 minutes in total. The Resident Evil Village trailer was, I think, a couple of minutes. There was some new footage. I mean, Lady Dimitrescu made an appearance. She sliced Ethan's hand open and drank the blood from his wounds. Werewolves were more visible in this one, although, I mean, them being in the game wasn't really a revelation if you watched the original trailer or teaser. The man with the shades was more prominent this time around. Ethan, at one point, will band with a group of villagers, sympathetic villagers. Chris was there. He was kind of watching as one of his subordinates. He was pummeling Ethan, and that subordinate looked like a Milsim COD character. He had like the tactical vest, helmet, quad nods. But Resident Evil is a very popular, very enduring franchise. 2021 marks its 25th year of existence. So the official anniversary of the first game being released was last month. And I thought, to honor that, you know, and also because the PlayStation Store is going to close for the PS3, PSP, and PS Vita, I bought the PS1 version for the PlayStation 3. I couldn't find the true original. Apparently only the director's cut is available on the PlayStation Store, so I bought that, and I also got Resident Evil 2 for the PS1, which is playable on the PlayStation 3. And I'll probably pick up Resident Evil 3 Nemesis for the PS3 as well. The PS1 version for the PS3, that is. So I never really played the original Resident Evil or the Resident Evil 3 Nemesis game. I might have played the demos at some point, but I never played them to completion. But beyond those games and Resident Evil 7, I played and beaten all the other games multiple times. But Resident Evil is an important gaming franchise. It's one of the few handful of franchises that started in the 90s and became, I would say, pop cultural phenomena. Like, they crossed over into the mainstream. Like, you had Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Pokemon, and Resident Evil. They all had major motion pictures at some point. Like, they were popular enough to have major motion pictures. And you could argue, like, lesser franchises, like the Hitman franchises. Right? Even though I used to really like those games, the Hitman games, I would consider that franchise to be like B or C tier. second tier, second level. But besides Resident Evil Village Showcase, I was motivated to buy the PS1 versions of the game. Again, partly because of the anniversary, but also because the fact that the PlayStation Store for those older consoles are shutting down. And there's been some discussion about, you know, do video game companies, the major companies, have an obligation to make their back catalogs available? It makes sense from a business perspective, but also from like a historical and cultural perspective. I mean, I don't think anybody expects their companies to make older games available in physical format because that costs money to produce, but digitally, I think there is a market for it. There goes my kill streak. I was hoping to spend the entire match on that roof, but that's how it goes. And it's pretty tight at this point. Going back to the topic of older games being available, I mean, I can see the argument that, like, you don't want the main selling point of your new console to be access to games from like 10, 20 years ago, right? People buy new consoles because they want to play new games. They want to play new or expanded experiences of the genres and franchises that they've been playing. And I was just kind of enamored with that bell tower. I've never seen it before. That's kind of why I glanced up at it. But I wonder if Sony's going to respond to Microsoft's Game Pass, because it seems like, I mean, I haven't really done any research into like sales or usage numbers, but like, it seems like it's a really popular service, and maybe Sony will counter with a combination of like the PlayStation Plus service and the PlayStation Now service. But I think it'd be cool if maybe the game industry kind of band together, created some kind of consortium to develop like an archive of some kind or a museum to allow people to play games that maybe enter the public domain. I don't know. I'm not a copyright expert, but I think at some point copyrights expire, all of them. It'll probably be like 80 years, so that's I'll be gone by then, surely. But I don't know, maybe it might just fall to gamers to make like long play YouTube channels. I mean, it's no substitute for playing games, but it's something at least.